look in your closet and it's overflowing with clothes, but you just feel like I have nothing to wear. I can't tell you how many times I have said that to my husband and he looks at me like, have you seen your closet? So let's talk about it today and cover some tips and ideas to simplify our wardrobes that I think you'll find really helpful. Hey, I'm Heather, and on my channel I talk all about decluttering, simplifying and minimizing so that you can create more room for what matters most and have more joy and simplicity in your life. So the first thing I would ask you is, what do you want from your wardrobe? How do you want it to make you feel? How do you want to feel when you walk into your closet every single morning? Do you want to feel overwhelmed by all of the clothing that's in there but yet still have no options? Or do you want to feel empowered to go in, grab something and know that it's going to fit you, that you are going to like it, that it's going to be comfortable, and that you're going to feel good about yourself throughout the day? I don't know about you, but I definitely want to feel the latter. I want to feel confident when I go in my closet. I don't want to be burdened by decision fatigue, because yes, that is a real thing. It may sound counterintuitive, but simplifying your wardrobe actually gives you more options. I know that sounds weird. You would think the more clothes you have, the more options you have, right? But that's not always the case. A lot of times we buy things because they were on sale and they don't actually fit us, or maybe something was on trend and we grabbed it because we wanted to keep up with the style, but we found out that it didn't actually look good on us, so we just kept passing it up every time we go in our closet. And then we start feeling guilty because we spent money on it, right? Those things really just take away from the options that we actually do have. A lot of us are actually minimalists when it comes to our wardrobe, and we just don't even know it because we only wear like 20 to 30% of what's in our closets, and the rest of the things we just pass up over and over and over again. And I don't know about you, but that is definitely true for me. I can't tell you how many times I have looked in my closet and had tons of clothes and just felt like I need to go buy some more clothes because none of this stuff is stuff I actually want to wear. So let's go through and talk about some ways we can pare down our wardrobe that actually gives us more options. So the first step is to categorize your clothing. Take a look at the clothes that are in your closet and divide them into categories of clothes that you love to wear, clothes that are okay and maybe you like to wear them occasionally, and clothes that you actually don't like to wear. And go ahead and separate those out, and then go ahead and toss the ones that for sure that you don't love to wear, and then maybe evaluate those clothes that you sometimes like to wear and decide whether it's really worth them taking up space in your closet, or if you just want to go ahead and toss those and keep it to just those clothes that you really love. Because life is really too short for us to be wearing things that we don't enjoy wearing, right? Why not have a closet filled with things that we know we look good in and that make us feel confident, and get rid of all that extra stuff? The next step is to keep one clothing size in your closet, the size that actually fits you. And I know that sounds obvious, right? But a lot of times, especially I know as women, we will sometimes buy things just because they're on sale, but maybe they don't actually fit us that well, or we fluctuate with our weight. Like I know for me, I just recently had a baby and my body just isn't the same as it was before. And I actually had to buy a couple sizes up just to feel more comfortable in my jeans. Even though the ones from pre-pregnancy fit and I can get them zipped, I kept passing them up over and over because I didn't want to be uncomfortable. And I went ahead and actually just pulled those out of the closet recently, because why have jeans in there that are uncomfortable when I can wear something that I actually feel good and confident in, and I can just box those other jeans up and save them for when I am in that season again that I can fit into those jeans. But I don't want to feel bad about myself every time I walk into my closet and I look at those jeans and it just reminds me of how I used to look or how my body used to be before I had a baby. Like, no one needs that, right? You want to look in your closet and feel good. And so there's no point in having clothing in there that is going to make you feel bad. And so if you don't want to get rid of it yet, that's okay. Just get yourself a tote or even just a trash bag, something that you can store those clothes away from all of your other clothing, and just keep what actually fits you right now. And you can always come back to that clothing later, see if it fits, see if you still want it. If not, go ahead and donate it or give it away. And if it does, then awesome. You still have it ready to go, but it doesn't need to take up space in your closet. And the same goes for accessories. I actually got this tip from the book The Minimalist Home, and it made a lot of sense. When it comes to accessories like hats and necklaces, earrings, all of those kinds of things, then we can really pare those down as well. And I think that'll go along with paring down your wardrobe, because once you pare down your clothing, then you'll have a better idea of what accessories go with the clothes that you have. So I would start off with clothing, and then once you have that pared down and feel good about it, then go ahead and take a look at your jewelry, your hats, your whatever else, your bags, and determine what style is really you and what's going to go with clothes that you have, and then you can go ahead and get rid of those things that are extra. And then some questions that I would encourage you to ask yourself along the way is, number one, are there clothes in my closet left over from a different season of life? So I just referenced having a baby, being postpartum, and some of my clothes that I wore before I became a mom just don't make sense in my current season of life. For example, before I had my baby, I wore more heeled shoes. I wore more like off-the-shoulder shirts and things like that now I just don't really want to deal with. Every time I would wear an off-the-shoulder shirt, I would have to figure out the bra, you know. I was constantly pulling it down and things like that. And now that I have a 10-month-old who's, you know, pulling on me and grabbing on me, the last thing I want to have to do is worry about my shirt not being comfortable and not staying in place. So that's just an example in my life. Maybe you have a job change. I used to work in human resources where I literally had to dress to the nines every single day in high heels, you know, business clothing, and now I am a work from home mom, so I really don't need those types of clothes in my closet anymore. And even just recently I did a closet declutter, and I'll link that video up here somewhere or down below if you want to check it out. But I recently decluttered my closet and got rid of a ton of stuff, and I still realized that I was hanging on to way more heels than I needed for just in case, right? We always think, well, maybe I'll need it for some kind of event or something like that. And yes, I do think it is good to have, for example, like a set of heels that you can wear if you have the occasion, like a wedding or a funeral or something like that. And same goes for like a dress. And I do have those things in my closet. I have a couple of dresses that I keep for those occasions. And I have 2 pairs of heels that I absolutely love that I wear at Christmas time every year. And then another pair that just kind of goes with everything. They're fun, they have flowers on them, and they just go with lots of different outfits. But I was also holding on to 2 other pairs. And if I was really thinking about the season of life that I'm in, there just aren't enough occasions for me to have that many heels. So I was able to go ahead and get rid of those as well. Just think about what kinds of things do you do day to day. Are you in more casual clothing? Are you dressing up? Obviously it's going to look a little different if you're single and dating as opposed to married with kids. Like for me, most of the time I wear things like this, jeans and a t-shirt and maybe a pair of booties and a cardigan now that it's fall. But it's very rare that I actually need to dress up for anything. So for my closet, I maybe have like 2 dressy shirts and everything else is casual shirts, t-shirts, jeans, leggings, things like that. And that goes along with my next point, and that is figure out who you are and what your individual style is. Don't count on trends and what other people are wearing and what other people are doing to figure out what you should wear. Yes, some of that is fun and it comes into play, and actually my job is as a stylist, so I totally get it. I see all of the new trends all the time. It is very tempting to want to buy them all. Of course I want to be current and I want to be fashionable, but know what works for you and then go from there. So for example, like I mentioned, the off-the-shoulder tops, those were really in style for a while, and I bought so many of them just because I wanted to, you know, be on trend, and then realized that they are not for me because they are so uncomfortable. I don't like wearing a strapless bra. I don't like tugging on my shirt and trying to keep it down. And I just realized it's not worth it to me. So figure out what actually works for you, and you'll know what trends you can pass up on and which ones you may want to buy a piece or 2. And then along those same lines, know your body type. what shape are you? What looks good on your body? Because I think a lot of times we buy things just because, like I was saying, they're in style, or maybe they're on sale, but they don't work for our body type. Like for me, I'm really petite, and there have been times when I have bought jeans just because they were on sale, but they were like 4 inches too long. And I never took the time to go get them hemmed up. They just sat in my closet because every time I went to go pull them out, I was like, ugh, they are too long on me and I don't want to deal with it, right? So know what your body type is and what kind of clothes look good on you, and don't bother with those other clothes. In the long run, even if it's on sale, you're still going to be wasting money if it just sits in your closet, right? And then know what your coloring is. There's actually a quiz that you can take, and I'll try to find it so I can link it down below for you, that can help you determine what colors look best on you. You can either be like a winter, a fall, a spring. I can't quite remember all the different categories. Of course, if you want to wear whatever colors you want to wear, definitely go for it. But this could be a helpful guideline just to know what colors are best and maybe pare down your wardrobe a little bit more. As much as I love the color yellow, for whatever reason, I don't think it looks good on me. Same with pink. And because I tend to have a little bit redder of a complexion, and those colors, I have bought so many of them and then they just sit in my closet because I don't feel good in them. So it can be really helpful to know what your color palette is. What colors do you gravitate toward? And of course you can spice it up, but try to stick to those colors that you know look good and that you know you feel good in. And the last question I would encourage you to ask yourself is, does my clothing empower me to make quick, confident decisions in the morning? Can I come in my closet and know that every piece of clothing in there fits me, I feel good in it, and it's something that I could choose that day? Or do I walk into my closet looking at a vast array of clothing and just feel lost and like I have nothing to wear, right? We don't want to feel that way. So the crazy thing is that minimizing and simplifying your wardrobe actually gives you more options, because you're removing all of those things that are not options. And the really great thing about that is it allows you to see what is actually missing in your wardrobe. So like I mentioned earlier, I recently did a big decluttering of my closet, and even though it was getting rid of a ton of stuff, I also had some holes in my wardrobe that I wouldn't have really realized had I not gone through this process. For example, since I stay at home most of the time, I tend to wear a lot of black leggings and t-shirts, and I realized that I did not have any actual suitable black leggings anymore that weren't maternity. They were either maternity, or they had holes in them, or they were too tight. And so I realized and was able to make note next time I go shopping that I need a pair of black leggings. And now I can go out and shop confidently, knowing that I actually need that item, that I'm going with a purpose and looking for that item that I need, rather than just shopping aimlessly and bringing home more things that I don't need and won't actually wear. You know, a lot of times with this whole idea of minimalism, that it can be a little bit misunderstood. You may feel like you have to wear a capsule wardrobe, or you have to wear all black or all white or all brown or whatever, or you have to have exactly 30 items. And even though I did talk a little bit about paring down to a certain number in my last video, that is not what it's about for me. I don't really care about how many pieces of clothing that I have. It can be helpful to have a number in mind, just to give you some guidelines and some boundaries, especially when you're just starting out and feeling overwhelmed. But the main goal is to get to a place where everything in our closet makes us feel good and everything we have in our closet is an option. And I think once you get to that point, then you'll feel a lot more empowered walking into your closet and picking out an outfit every morning, knowing that you actually have options. And so this is still a process for me. I'm learning as I go too. So I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below, was this helpful? What was your favorite tip? Let me know if you try any of these out, how they work out for you. If you have any tips of your own that you would like to share, I would love for you to leave a comment so we can share with each other and all get better together. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If it inspired you at all, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I hope that you will subscribe to my channel and continue to follow along on this journey, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.